houses that are beautiful but affordable. It's going to be a great show. We're also going to talk about Aura a little bit. If you're a real estate agent, why is it important for you to become a realtor? And finally, one of our best buddies, Hannah Penchall, will be here to talk about title. You're closing on your home, whether you're buying or selling. What can you expect at that closing table? And what are some pitfalls that can happen to you at that closing table? Those are all questions that we're going to answer by asking real questions. Every Saturday here on the program, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Here's what we're going to do. Quick break. When we return, it's real questions. Does credit card debt have you spinning out of control? You are not helpless. At Attorneys Justin Clark and Associates, our goal is to lower or even eliminate your... Very happy to be joined by repeat visitors. First, to my right, Rose Kemp is here. Rose, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you again. And to my left, Hannah Penchall with Core Titles here. How are you, Hannah? Good to see you.
Great.
Let's start with you a little bit, because the closing table can be a scary place for people. They're either selling their biggest asset or buying what is likely their biggest asset. People can be nervous at that closing table. What are some things that I should be watching out for, whether I'm buying or selling?
I think right now one of the biggest scares out there is just wire fraud.
Really?
People imitating title companies, real estate agents, and sending fake wire instructions. So, before anybody wires money, they need to really make sure that they're wiring to the right place. Maybe get them on the phone and just triple check everything before sending money anywhere.
If you don't live in the real estate world like we do, that settlement statement that I first get can be a little bit confusing to people. Again, whether you're buying or selling, I don't know what number's on this side, what number's on that side. Who is it best that I ask to explain that to me? Do I ask you as the closing agent? Do I ask the real estate agent, the mortgage guy? Who do I ask?
Everybody.
Okay.
I mean, everybody has a part in the transaction, whoever you're comfortable with. We, as the title company, we're going to explain it all, but the agents, real estate agents, do a great job of explaining it. Their mortgage brokers do as well, so everybody.
Title insurance. Like I've heard of health insurance, I've heard of automobile insurance, even homeowners insurance. What the heck is title insurance?
It pretty much just insures the whole transaction. Make sure that when you do, spend this much money on buying something, that nobody down the road is going to come back and say, hey, this is my property, it should have been mine. So it just insures the whole transaction. Make sure that all the paperwork that came before you was done, correctly, and that nothing can come back and, cause you pain down the road.
Who pays for title insurance?
Whoever picks it.
Okay.
So basically, it's customary in Florida that usually the seller does it. But really, if the buyer picks the title insurance company, they can pay it, and
But generally speaking, would you say it's something that comes off the seller line generally?
That's usually what we see, yes.
So the seller pays for title insurance, and now I'm ensuring, I guess, that I sell this house with a clean title.
Exactly.
So that if the buyer later on says, oh, there's something wrong here, or someone makes a claim, I don't have to go hire a lawyer for 10 grand. The title insurance comes in and picks it up for me, I guess.
Correct, yep. They'll, they'll get you an attorney if need be, and, handle all the stuff to make sure that everything's handled properly.
Awesome. All right, stick tight for 1 second. I have so much more to ask you. Let me welcome in Rose again. Now, Rose, I knew you when you were just a little real estate agent. Now you're like the queen of Aura. It feels like everyone's talking about Rose Kemp now. I just want to let you know, word on the street is Rose is cool. You need to get to know her.
Listen, I was never just a real estate agent. I've always been a realtor. We do so much more than just sell real estate.
I know.
Big part of our community.
What is the difference between being a real estate agent and a realtor?
So when you get licensed, you're a real estate agent, and then when you join your association and you take your oath, and you show that you are a true professional, you become a realtor. So you become a member of your local realtor association, you become a member of your state association, so here it's Florida Realtors, and then you become a member of the National Association of Realtors. So you're held to a much higher standard, which is why consumers want to definitely go to Aura, if you're local, and find a realtor.
And let's just clear up this debate right now. Is it realtor or realtor?
2 syllables only.
Okay.
Real.
Thank you.
Tour.
A lot of people get those confused, I've noticed, huh?
Yeah, well, that is like a big no-no in our book. As a matter of fact, recently we had a big marketing campaign, and when they were doing the voiceover, big production.
Yeah.
They said Realtor, and guess what we did? We sent it back, and they had to correct that.
We would never make that mistake here.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, how do you help your realtors with training, real life experiences? How is being a member of Aura helpful to me as a realtor?
So we offer all of the classes. We offer all types of classes. We have professional development, and so that really helps our realtors, whether they're new or they're seasoned. There's always different types of classes. There's also classes if they have certain niches like commercial, real estate, or property management, getting to know more about title. So there's just lots of different classes that help educate the realtors out there as to everything that's going on. How to read a closing statement.
I heard about a Jumpstart program the other day too. Have you heard of that, about that one yet?
Yes, I did. And I think it's really, really awesome.
And Miriam's here as well. Well, before we really start, because I want to show off these amazing properties, but we have a major kickoff going on with LPT on the 8th, I believe. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's correct. So we're going to be doing the hard launch on August 8th. The brokerage is going from soft launch, so we're only 6 months old.
Yeah.
And we already have over 1,000 agents that joined us.
Is that right? 1,000 agents in 6 months.
That's correct.
Pretty incredible. Miriam, how has the transition gone for you to LPT?
Oh, it is awesome. There's a lot of marketing that I translate to my consumers, so it's pretty good.
What do you guys see with the real estate market right now? You're down in the trenches, actually working real estate. Nationally, you're seeing these articles that maybe it's cooling off a little bit. What are you seeing right here in Central Florida?
Right now, I saw a lot of price decreases within the last 7 days between Osceola and Orange County. So my prediction is that we're going to be back to normal before pre-pandemic.
Yeah. And I feel that, okay, fine, we see price decreases, and that's going on nationally. Is it possible, though, or how possible is it that maybe we started listing properties a little bit too high because we had sellers that were seeing people were getting above asking? They're like, well, if it's worth 500, let's start at 6.
Absolutely.
Does that mean? Do you think that might be what's going on out
exactly
there?
What's going on. So right now the market is cooling off, as we have a little bit more houses on the market.
Right.
So a little bit more inventory. Back then we didn't have any inventory.
Yeah.
So the prices are going to go up naturally.
Is it possible too that this might be a good thing in some ways for buyers?
Yeah, definitely. A little bit more inventory, so buyers now have more choices.
Yeah. And what are you seeing now? What are you seeing with your buyers?
First of all, for sellers, it's definitely, if you want to sell, this is the right time.
Yeah.
Don't wait any longer.
Right.
And for buyers, of course, now they have more pool to choose from.
Got it.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the time on the market longer right now, or is it still about the same?
It is a little bit longer. We don't see a lot of multiple offers like before, not like the first day, the 24, 48 hours. It does sit on the market a little bit, probably around 7 days, but we do see multiple offers, but not like before.
Right. Now, you have a property here, a beautiful property here over in Rockledge. Is that the area you focus on mostly, or are you all over the place?
All over Central Florida, yes.
What's Rockledge like for someone who hasn't been there?
It is definitely nice because you are like 20 minutes from Cocoa Beach and about 10 minutes from Merritt Island.
Got it.
So yeah, that's a stunning, gorgeous.
And it looks beautiful here. It's 962 Gulf Stream. Tell me about this property, Mary Benrahman.
So basically, it is it's a custom built, and it sits over 1 acre, 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, waterfront, pool. It's gorgeous.
When you hear custom, what does that mean exactly? I know you hear custom built, but I think it's just in our lexicon a little bit, but I don't know that necessarily regular people who aren't in real estate know exactly what that means. What does a custom mean?
So basically, the owner built it himself.
Okay.
So the floor plan, the way it is, that's the owner who chose how to.
So it's not like we just went one of these new neighborhoods that's throwing up 100 houses or 200 houses at
Not
once,
a
and they
cookie
say
cutter.
you want. So it's not cookie cutter.
Not
Custom
cookie
means
cutter.
someone at some point probably owned that land and had someone build the property for them.
Exactly, and that is the owner actually.
And was that right? The
Yes.
owner selling it.
Correct.
So only one owner is that.
Correct.
They still in the car business.
Yeah.
It's an absolute stunning property over in Rockledge. And in fact, if you'd like to see this property or any property today that we show you on this show, it's a very simple process. Call the phone number on the screen, 407-205-0400. I will connect you literally with Miriam right this second. I will connect you. She will go show you this property this weekend if you'd like to. Stick right there. I'm going to be back to you in 1 second. Victor, you brought me a property in Orlando as well.
Yes.
So it looks brand new to me. I don't know if it's just a beautiful place or brand new. This is on, is it we talked about it before the show, but of course I can't pronounce it so well. Tell me what it is.
Yeah, this one's over in Laurier Park in Lake Nona.
Okay.
This is on Bergstrom Avenue.
Bergstrom, there you go.
I have the least expensive property in Laurier Park.
Really?
We're offering it at $599. This is only barely 2 years old.
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
awesome.
owner built this one also.
Really?
So one owner on this property, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's well cared for and ready to find its new owner.
Well, what's going on down in Lake Nona? You hear a lot of people saying it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Describe Lake Nona for someone who hasn't been down there, or at least lately.
Yeah, so Lake Nona has been growing tremendously. This community started building that community around 2016, so it's not that old. Very well taken care of community, well manicured. Tons of growth, as you said. So right now they're developing, they're bringing a mall over to the area.
Really?
You have amazing cuisine there to choose from. A lot of entertainment, so it's just growing tremendously.
Great restaurants, plenty of things to do down in Lake Nona for sure. I will have Victor show this one to you as well this weekend. How about today? Why not today? This property is affordable. The phone number is 407-205-0400. So let's get it right out in the open, okay? We said yes, maybe the market's cooling somewhat. If you were around in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, we had an absolute crash. Is there any chance this cooling off becomes a crash like we saw more than a decade ago?
Not at all, no. No, it's, I mean, remember when we had the recession, that crash, it was more because of the mortgage, right? So everybody had mortgages getting approved for that, but not this one, definitely not.
Victor, thoughts?
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
I agree with both of you. I think that's very wise words. There will not be a crash. Is it going to cool off? Maybe. I mean, I think Florida, I'm bullish on Florida real estate still. People want to move to Florida. People want to move to Central Florida. I don't even see us going down, really. Cooling off, fine. But we don't need 30 offers on every house. I'm okay with a little bit of a cooling off period. I think it's still a seller's market, but I think the buyers are finally having a chance to buy a property.
I agree.
What a pleasure it was to meet you both.
Likewise.
Come back soon. Let's do this
Thank
again.
you.
How was that?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return to the program, 3 more properties to show you in really different parts of Central Florida, but most importantly, 2 more agents to introduce you to. Dwight Loeding is here. Dwight, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great today. Thanks for having me.
And Janessa Soto is here. Welcome to the show. First time I've met you two. It's a pleasure to meet you, first of all.
Thank you, same.
Let me ask a question, and I'm not trying to get complicated. I'm really not, but how important is local in real estate?
So to hire a local agent, it is pretty important. I think the longer that you've lived in Central Florida, the further you can go because you kind of get to explore other counties and you know a lot about them. I specialize in Volusia and Seminole counties, personally living in DeLand myself. And I think it's great to have somebody that you can ask all the questions to. Where are the restaurants? What are the school districts? Things like that. Those are really important when figuring out what kind of home to buy.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Personally, I live down in the St. Cloud area. I've lived in Kissimmee, St. Cloud since my family moved here way back in 1990. So I've kind of grown up on that south side of Orlando. I know Orlando. I've been in sales a long time, so I've had customers all over. I know people all over the area, but I really know a lot of the answers when you come to the Lake Nona, the St. Cloud, the Kissimmee, the Harmony, the Hunters Creek areas,
I've seen some agents who get hyper local in that they literally will focus on just one single gated community. Could that be a little bit of overkill? I mean, do I need to make sure that my agent lives in my neighborhood or just sort of around?
I think that could benefit you sometimes but more on the listing side, because they're gonna, with their concentration being right there with you, they know exactly what your house is gonna be worth, things like that. As far as when you start looking for a home, though, if you're using the same agent to do both, and now all of a sudden you want to move to the next town over or something, they might not have that familiarity there, as opposed to just that neighborhood. So that's where I think that it can help, but somebody that knows that area in general, not just one neighborhood, I think can really benefit you.
Let's say that I am a buyer, okay? And anyone can now go on MLS or this website, that website to look at properties, and then inherently that property has a listing agent on it as well. But do you think it's better for me to have my own agent as a buyer, or should I just call the listing agent directly? Tough question, I know, but I don't know. I don't know what's best, but I'll give you my thoughts in a minute.
Okay.
You want to go first on this one?
I think it's always in the best interest of the client to have your own agent representing you. At the end of the day, I mean, we are professionals, but there, you know, you can have a conflict of interest. So if you're a buyer, you want a buyer's agent who will help you when it comes to navigating the important things like inspections and appraisals and things like that. If you're a seller, it's great to have a seller's agent that will help you with navigating the same things, but on the seller's side, because they look very differently. So it's just great to have that one person that you can go to and form that trust with versus the same person kind of working both sides.
I agree with you, and as a buyer, it's not going to cost you anything because the seller pays the entire commission. Awesome properties here, Janessa. Let me start with you here. Flowering Stream, this is in Oviedo.
Yes.
Everyone loves Oviedo. Tell me about this property.
Oviedo is a beautiful place to live, so it's nice and, you know, not so crowded and busy like Orlando might be, but just everything. They have everything in Oviedo, the best parks, restaurants, anything you could think of, shopping. This listing particularly is in Live Oak, which is an awesome community, excellent school district, 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, almost 5,000 square feet, 3-car garage, conservation lots, a super private backyard, saltwater, solar heated pool, everything you can think of. It's got
Right there.
2 living rooms, 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs, a movie theater room. So this is a home that you want to stay in for a while. It's not necessarily a starter home, but it's one for a nice big family.
Still under $1 million. That's a wonderful property. And by the way, if you'd like to see it, 407-205-0400. Now, maybe more on the starter side, but not necessarily starter. This is a beautiful home, but a little less expensive. Alexander Avenue. Tell me about that one.
Okay, so 312 Alamander Avenue in DeBary. So DeBary is Volusia County. So if you go from Seminole to Volusia, you'll find that the houses are more cost friendly. Great area for a first time home buyer or someone who, you know, just doesn't need anything crazy or big. So we have this beautiful home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,200 square feet on a half-acre lot. And it's so cute. The owners did a really great job just updating it, and it's really priced well at $325.
Cute yet affordable. Thank you, Janessa. Now, Dwight, you're going to take us down to your real area of expertise here, St. Cloud. Tell me about this property.
So this property right here is actually it's an amazing property. It's beautiful. And just start out with, I mean, it's a little over an acre. It's on the lake. You look out. If you're sitting on the porch, you know, you can have your boat on a dock right there. You can see the fireworks from Disney, from all across the lake.
Really? Right
You
there.
can see the Orlando Eye across. And then, of course, 4th of July and New Year's Eve and stuff like that, you get all the fireworks and everything. You get to see right from your own front porch. And I'm sure when they're showing you the photos on, on the screen, you'll see it's a nice big wraparound porch. But it's super quiet. You know, you're only 5 minutes from downtown St. Cloud, 3 minutes from, like one of your closest restaurants. And, I mean, as far as Lake Nona, I mean, you're 10 minutes. So you're close to all of that, that's going on. But at the same time, you sit on that porch and you just hear the birds chirping. The sandhill cranes come up in your yard.
It's beautiful. And it says, you feel like you're kind of in your own little world down there. That's amazing. And if you'd like to see this property or any properties we showed today, it's 407-205-0400. Dwight, what a pleasure it was to meet you today, buddy. Thanks for coming in here, Janessa. You keep up the good work up on the east side, northeast part of Central Florida. You're kind of southeast, I guess. So great to take a nice tour. Thanks to all of our guests today. Most importantly, thank you for joining me today and every Saturday for You Have Real Estate. I'm attorney Justin Clark. We'll see you next week for more You Have Real Estate.